president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
I've been extremely happy with everything that they've done.
You have all the tools necessary to become a successful trader.
Phil's Gang is like having a pro by your side all day long.
I would highly recommend Phil's Gang to the average retail investor.
It is truly a great value for what it offers.
And those are just some of the happy gang members that we have here at Phil's Gang. Hello and welcome to the Phil's Gang Radio Show, coast to coast, the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. My name is Alex Scott, sitting in for Mr. Phil Grandy. Phil and his lovely wife, Marta, are officially on vacation. Yay! Woo! That's right. And I only play that because it has been 8 years since Phil and Marta have been on vacation. They work so hard to keep Phil's Gang going, and nobody works harder here than Phil does. Phil is up at, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, even if he sleeps. And by 4 a.m., he's watching the European markets and how they are going to affect the market here. And also joining us is Phil's Gang Director of Education, Steve. How are you, Steve?
Oh, great. I'm doing good, Alex. Thanks for having me. Good afternoon, gang. Hope everybody's listening today. Appreciate the audience that we have on a day-to-day basis, and I really do love working for you guys to help you make money. And really, at the end of the day, what I'm really trying to do is make you profitable so that you can help the kids over at St. Jude. So, again, thanks for having me, Alex.
No, absolutely, man. I'll tell you, you do such a phenomenal job when it comes to teaching people how to trade with the charts. You know these charts like the back of your hand. As a matter of fact, I know that you have helped a lot of ways when it comes to the development of the charts. There was a lot of things that you have done to improve these charts, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But just to let everybody know, jobless claims came out today. And the jobless claims totaled 340,000, the lowest level since March 2020, which they're claiming. Initial filings for unemployment insurance fell last week to their lowest levels since March 2020, another sign that the labor market is recovering from the COVID-19 era. First-time jobless claims totaled 340,000 for the week ended August 28th, compared with the 345,000 estimates. So the jobless claims for this month alone puts us in a 9-figure bracket. All right, and what I mean by that, the government in California alone has so far just distributed about $354 million in the first wave of COVID-19 relief checks. The payments, which will be sent by either direct deposit or paper check, will be issued in 2-week increments. So we can do the math on this one. stimulus checks at $354 million every 2 weeks is $708 million per month, and that's just California. And not to mention, California prosecutors say thousands of people, including inmates, fraudulently applied for stimulus money and may have cost the state $1 billion. But we won't get into that. All right. The second round of stimulus checks for California, the California residents, and part of Governor Gavin Newsom's $100 billion budget that he signed into law in July. And as part of the plan, the state expects to provide about $12 billion in coronavirus relief to 15.2 million California households, or about 2/3 of the state's taxpayers. So this is just California alone. You have to keep that in mind. The same California that has the highest homeless population in the United States, the highest poverty rate in America, the highest taxes, and so on and so on. So what about the rest of the United States? Well, according to Andrew Van Dam from the Washington Post, the U.S. government spent at least $5.2 trillion to combat the COVID-19 crisis. It stands as one of the most expensive experiments in U.S. history. Love how they throw that word experiment around all the time. A final phase of that assistance began back in July when the Treasury Department starts a $110 billion program of child tax credit payments for millions of Americans. Those benefits are set to run through the end of the year. The $5.2 trillion total is the estimated impact on the federal deficit of about $5.9 trillion in relief authorized by Congress, as calculated by the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, a nonpartisan think tank. Responsible federal budget, nonpartisan as well. So yeah, that's kind of a laugh though. Those figures don't include about $700 billion authorized by Biden former President Donald Trump in the form of actions like disaster assistance and tax relief. Moves which have limited impact on future deficits, about $100 billion. They also don't include the $3.3 trillion in counting the Federal Reserve spent to stabilize the economy, largely through buying assets to inject cash into markets. Such purchases have almost doubled the size of the Fed's immense balance sheet, but they don't add to the deficit. That $5.2 trillion includes the deficit impact of everything from about $808 billion for the Paycheck Protection Program and $869 billion for 3 sets of stimulus checks, all the way down to $58 million for the National Archives and Records Administration. And you have to keep in mind, this is all debt. This is not free money that the Fed picked off a money tree in their backyard. All this is debt. This is not from the magic unicorn they hide in the basement of the Fed that poops $100 bills. This is taxable debt.
Can you tell me where I get one of those unicorns?
If I had that answer, I don't think we'd be working anywhere anymore. But we'd have to ask the Fed for sure. This is a taxable debt. And who do you think has to pay that debt and pay those taxes? The Hill is already passing new tax laws just because of the stimulus packages. And not to mention what happens when these stimulus checks run out. And all these numbers have nothing to do with the new infrastructure bill that we were told was already paid for. It's not paid for.
Senate Democrats have just released a text of their $3.5 trillion budget resolution. They say that it is fully paid for through a combination of higher tax revenue, healthcare savings, and long-term economic growth.
Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie.
So, of course, that's a lie. It is not paid for. And when we come back, we have congressmen talking about this new infrastructure bill that is not paid for. So the best thing that you could do to protect yourself is to get into the stock market. If you want to find out more about what we do, go to philsgang.com and join the gang for free for 10 days. That's 10 days for free. That's how confident we are in our trading system. That's how confident that we are in our charts. I definitely have confidence in Phil, both Phil and Steve. Steve is an excellent, excellent teacher. And what we give you is peace of mind. Not only peace of mind, but you'll be happy that you did, because we're going to make you some money. Like I said, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the infrastructure bill. So don't go anywhere. Go to philsgang.com. Be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Pick your words, say them again.
Well, this is such a fabulous service you guys offer.
Following your system has been fantastic. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
Anyone who's listening is wondering, does this thing work? It sure does. And I started listening to you. I mean, I'm up $5,000 in a month and a half.
You know, the PT2 really works. I've been in the business for a long time, and you're really one of the best I've ever heard.
Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
And welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. My name is Alex Scott, sitting in for the great Phil Grandy. I call him the master of the market. So if you want to find us on YouTube, social media, we are on. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Steve. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. We're on a few more. We are on YouTube. And you know what to do there. You want to hit like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can click on the notifications button so we can keep you up to date with the radio show. And also, every Friday, Phil does a video called 2021 Stock Market Crash Starting to Unfold. He actually gives you awesome information about the upcoming stock market crash and why it's happening. You need to check that out, and you can find all of this and more on philsgang.com and the Phil's Gang YouTube channel. Now, before the break, we were talking about the astronomical amount of money being printed and spent to prop up the economy and stimulate the market. And what's going to happen? What is going to happen when these stimulus checks run out? Now, I'm not suggesting that you become a prepper. All right, we don't have to go overboard yet. Preparation is the key to success. So there is no better time than right now to join Phil's Gang, especially with the new infrastructure bill that was passed by the Senate. And I've never seen anything like it. And of course, it's not uncommon that either the Democrats or the Republicans hide pork, is what they call it, into these bills. Now, most Republicans are claiming that this really has nothing to do with infrastructure. But the sweeping $1.2 trillion in infrastructure bill passed by the Senate on August 10th would invest $65 billion in fast and reliable broadband infrastructure, affordability, and adoption. The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act also would provide hundreds of billions of dollars for roads, high-speed rail, and other projects. Now, Phil has gone over this before, saying that, well, it all sounds good. It's all great on paper, but it takes years to get any of this started. It's not like they're going to pass the bill and this is going to start tomorrow. You're not going to see people in hard hats. You're not going to see machinery on the roads. No, not due to this infrastructure bill. And also, you have congressmen like Congressman Kevin Brady stating his part in the infrastructure bill.
Right now, the way the Senate bill's structured, it's too little, I think, of the core infrastructure we all support. I think too much pork in a major way. It isn't paid for.
Now, Remember what he just said. It isn't paid for, and the American people were told that it was paid for. I'll play this one. I played it last segment, but pay close attention here.
Senate Democrats have just released a text of their $3.5 trillion budget resolution. They say that it is fully paid for through a combination of higher tax revenue.
That right there. Paid for through higher tax revenue. Well, what does that mean for the middle class? What does that mean for us? That's what's hidden in the infrastructure bill. They're already talking about a new tax that will tax us for each and every mile that we drive on the road. More from Congressman Kevin Brady.
Especially when a bill like this is tied to the biggest tax hikes we've seen in our lifetime and the biggest expansion of the welfare state since the New Deal.
That's right. The middle class is going to be taxed out of existence. One more step closer to socialism. Even Rick Scott, the former governor of Florida, is saying the same thing.
Less than half of this bill has anything to do with roads, bridges, airports, and seaports. And we were promised that this thing would be fully paid for. We would not run any deficits. And the Congressional Budget Office came out and said, no, it's one bill will have $250 billion in deficits.
Right. So the truth is coming out, but it's hard to obtain the truth from the mainstream propaganda machine. They're not telling you the truth. Or at least they're hiding the truth between two lies. We're going to get taxed out of existence. So the best thing for you to do is prepare. Like I said, you don't have to become a prepper. You don't have to go, off the rails here. But the best thing to do is have peace of mind. Go to philsgang.com. Join the gang, risk-free, 10 days. I mean, you have nothing to lose for 10 days. If it's not for you, that's fine. You can cancel anytime. You can call us here, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. I'll answer the phone. Will can answer the phone. Autumn will answer the phone. Steve will answer the phone. You actually get to talk to somebody. It's not an automated, voicemail or whatever they call that, where you have to press 1 for this department, press 2 for that department. You actually get a human being. So we are confident in what we do here. And we have something for everyone. We have the Working Investor Program, which Steve does. He's ahead of that. We also, if you're a swing trader or a day trader, we have you covered. So all aspects of making profits in the stock market are here at philsgang.com. So if anything, just go to the website, take a poke around there, see what you like. And then, as I said, you could call us. You could join right there on the website, free for 10 days. And it'll be the best thing you could ever done. As a matter of fact, when we get back, I have a couple of questions for Steve, because I know he has made some really good gains and some profits on his own. So go to philsgang.com. And also, if you make money with Phil's Gang, the only thing that we ask is to give back to St. Jude. Don't go anywhere.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. Banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1 900-020.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
They might not get it right, but you get it right. And I got to tell you, I'm calling from Tampa, and I've been following you, I guess, about 9 months right now, and you've just done a great job.
Well, all of the tools you've put together for us have just given us so much confidence to trade. I really appreciate it.
I want to thank you for the great job you do. I've been in this business for 45 years, and you are the best. So if any people out there don't know that, take it for someone that's over 70 years old, and you're just fantastic.
Right on the money all the time.
You are a great teacher.
Great show. I really love listening to you.
And welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show, the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. My name is Alex Scott, sitting in for Mr. Phil Grandy. We are going to do something that we haven't done in a long time. Steve, Phil's Gang's Director of Education, is going to do
the Phil's Gang Stock Corner.
Steve, you with me?
I am.
When's the last time we did Stock Corner?
You know, it's been a long time, Alex. I would say it's been maybe over a year since we did the Stock Corner segment.
Yeah, it's got to be over a year. I don't remember us doing it in, maybe 2 years ago. But I could be wrong. So whenever you're ready, you can take it away, my friend.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. That's take it away, my friend. Does not give me a bit of direction here. So.
You are good at what you do, man. I have total faith in you.
Well, I appreciate that. Okay, so listen. Right now, what's going on in the stock market is that there is a teeter-totter effect in the 10-year yield. Okay, or the 10-year bond. Okay, and what they're doing is they're basically dropping that number down to about 125, and then they're putting it back up to about 135. What that's causing is a teeter-totter effect between the big tech stocks and the banks. Okay, so when they put the number up to 135, you're going to see the banks and all the financials start to lead the way. Okay, they start to move up and break out at the top. And if they lower the number down into the 120s, then the big tech stocks like Apple and Google and Facebook, they all start to break out, right? Microsoft. Phil likes to call these the tourist stocks because people that don't really know what they're doing, don't know anything about the stock market, don't understand technicals, they just go chase these stocks because, hey, their buddy's in it or they saw it on TV or whatever. So the best thing you can do is kind of, right now, that they're fine. They're good to be in them. Or just put your money in the SPDR, right? The SPY, the S&P 500. Park your money there and just make sure you're carrying a 5% trailing stop under it. And why is that? Because there's really not been a 5% pullback in the SPDRs for over 212 days now, I believe. So why would you want to put your money anywhere else?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit longer than I thought. It was around the 290 mark, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you're absolutely correct, and especially about the 10-year yield. I mean, we're sitting at 129 right now. In a healthy market, we should be, between 150, 170, right?
Well, a healthy market, we should actually be way above that. We should be in the 4, 5, 6 percentile range. Right now, we're down in the 1.29.
Yeah, 129.
Range. That tells you how bad the economy really is. And a good economy means you need higher rates. The banks are going to charge higher rates. Why? Because people are making money. Their jobs are out there. People are doing what they need to do. That means there are things being created like, new tractors, new things for factories, new equipment, new job creation is going on. Right now, we're not getting any of that. And that's what's really the problem with the economy is that they use the stock market to drive up the stock market to make people think that the economy is doing great, but it's really just not the case.
Yeah, and these stimulus checks. I mean, nobody wants to go back to work. Why would you go back to work when you're collecting just as much, if not more, doing nothing, sitting around and collecting a check, and instead of going back to work, which you're going to make less money? There's a problem right there, too, is inflation. It goes up, but wages don't go up.
Well, that's true. I mean, listen, I was in the restaurant industry for over 20 years, okay, before I did this, okay? And in that industry, it was hard to make $600 a week, okay? Now they're just giving you $600 a week. So imagine how bad the restaurant industry is right now. They're begging people to come back to work, and they can't. And the ones that do have people coming back to work, they're paying them outrageous wages that they can barely afford, and that's what's driving up the cost of food. If you go into a restaurant right now, the same steak that I paid for last year, $25, now it's like $45 or $50. And if you go to a high-end place, you're paying upwards of $100 for a steak. Think about that.
That's a mistake.
It is a mistake.
I would not pay that. No way. Yeah, I think we were talking about that the other day when you said you went to the butcher shop and you couldn't believe that. What were you buying? What are the?
Well, it was just it was a ribeye steak, but they were on sale for $20 a pound.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to experience what they call a shrinkflation as well, and you can see that in the roll of toilet paper that you typically buy, or the paper towels that you typically buy. They're the same price, or they're inflated, but you're getting less material. Let's take a look at a couple of stocks, Steve. Let's take a look at like you were talking about some of the big tech stocks like Apple right now.
Okay, so Apple today started off high and then immediately started to fall. The reason it was high was because last night before the close, the 10-year yield was down to about 128 and was dropping towards 127. And then this morning, so it caused it to jump up this morning. Then they immediately started to push the rate back up over 130, causing Apple to come down. And right now you can see that if you were looking at a chart today, you would see that the price is at the bottom of the candle. You're getting some downward pressure. It's overbought. So I'm not saying get out of your Apple. I'm saying just don't add anything to it if you're in it. Wait for it to make some new highs, and you need it to hold, right? Right now, if I was going to buy Apple, it would have to be at about 156 even, and it would have to hold there with good, strong buying volume, and right now we just don't have that.
And Steve gets all this information, of course, from our charts. The charts do not lie. These charts will keep people honest. That's why Steve is all over that guy. What is it? The guy who he always has me get him cuts and stuff for him. Mad Money.
Oh,
yeah,
Kramer.
That's the guy. Man, and he makes such odd decisions. You know what? They're probably not odd. He's either saying what he says because he's in the stock or one of his constituents is in the stock, and he tells them, hey, I want you to tell them to buy when the thing's going down. That's only good for them.
Well, here's the truth of it, okay? Kramer works for a corporation. Okay?
Absolutely, he does.
And you know what? If you work for a corporation or you work for a job and your boss comes into you and says, you're going to say this or you're going to do this, you're going to do it or you're going to get fired.
Pretty much, because it's not the Kramer show. It's Mad Money. It belongs to CNBC.
That's correct.
And it's just nuts. But because of this, they're hurting a lot of people. So if you don't want to get hurt, if you want to know the truth, go to philsgang.com. That's where you're going to find the best system on the planet, the best charts as far as I'm concerned. I've been around in Phil's Gang since 2013. I've made great money. I know my wife is happy. So go to philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. And it'll be one of the best decisions that you ever make. And it's so easy to do, whether you're retired, you're ready for retirement, or, college even. Go to philsgang.com. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of the people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up. It never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
This is going to help me make money because I'm a beginner at trading. I don't want to make big mistakes, and I need the coaching, and I need the support, and I need the system that he has available for us.
I just urge you to think about your future, and if you're really interested in trading, this is the best way to get started. It's a great system.
That is a smart man right there. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. My name is Alex Scott, sitting in for Mr. Phil Grandy. Let's go over some station identification. You can find us in San Francisco, KDOW, 1220 AM. Seattle, KLFE, 1590. The Answer. In Tampa, The Answer, 860. Sarasota, 930. The Answer. Spokane, KSBN, 1230 AM. Now, before we end the show, this is the fourth and final segment. Excuse me. Before actually Phil went on vacation, I had the opportunity to ask him a few questions. And one of the questions I had asked was, and I'm sure this question is on a lot of people's minds, is how will the market react to what's happening in Afghanistan. You can't turn on the TV without hearing about this thing. So Phil had a very interesting answer. So let's take a listen to what Phil had to say. And I call this Phil's Take.
So I guess to answer your question, how will the stock market react to what's going on in Afghanistan, the biggest blunder ever? Oh, I think it's going to affect it quite a bit because people lose confidence. When they invest, remember, they want to feel good. And that's the important thing. If you can get people, if people feel good, they'll invest. Now, obviously, we know that the fake business news network, they make people feel good when they shouldn't feel good, so they can lie to them. But I'm talking about in the real world, if people feel comfortable, if they have confidence, they'll invest. But this destroyed a lot of the people's confidence. We can see it. You can see it. Confidence is already falling before Afghanistan. We see it in the housing numbers. Housing numbers are dropping. We're seeing prices even drop now. So the biggest problem this country faces, really, and going all the way back to 1910, is the formation of the Federal Reserve. The idea came about in 1910. And people don't realize how the Federal Reserve is so destructive, and it's been designed only to make the wealthy much wealthier. The Federal Reserve is responsible for the gap between the wealth, and the non-wealthy. And it's the Fed. Now, you got to remember, going back in 1910, when they came up with the idea, who was that? We're talking about Senator Aldrich. He's one of the wealthiest men in the world. He and 6 other banksters, you put them together, they're like the wealthiest members of Congress. They controlled about 25% of the world's wealth. That's how strong they were. And they wanted to be like the oligarchs in Europe. Remember, the idea of a central bank goes all the way back to the 1600s, when Sweden had its first central bank. But the bad news about that is the folks here in the United States back then, they knew all about central banks and how bad they were, and that the income inequality was a result of the Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve, remember, decides how, who's going to get wealthy, when are they going to have their booms, when they're going to have their busts. They also witnessed over in Europe, the central banks, every time they created the bust, they'd look at each other and say, wait a minute, how come we'll use Main Street, are so poor from this bust, but why the 1 percentile is richer? Aren't they supposed to be poor like us? No. So they understood it was corruption. It was a corrupt organization of gangsters. It was a cartel of gangsters. So they didn't want it. So how did it get into being? Well, it's interesting. These 6 richest men in the world who control 25% of the world's wealth, they decided that they would write a bill. Senator Eldridge would write the bill on behalf of himself and the 6 others. And then what they did is they knew that people didn't like the central banks. So they started to write letters, like to the editor back then, and op-eds. And they did reverse psychology. They said the banks did not want a central bank. So they thought, well, if the banks don't want a central bank, then the central bank should be good for us. So let's vote for a central bank. Tell our representatives we want a central bank. So it worked. And then and you had everybody in the United States say, well, if the banks don't want a central bank, then we want it. It's got to be good because these banks are no good. And that's how it came about. And how they got it passed was these 6 gangsters, they decided, Eldridge, you better not write the bill, put it on his name, because everybody would catch on. So he paid back then Another senator, these guys paid a senator $2 million back in 1910. I mean, I don't extrapolate. That's got to be worth, what, $20 million? I don't know. But they paid $2 million to run the bill through. And that's what they did. They ran it through, and they changed the name. Instead of labeled Senator Aldridge bill, was named the Federal Reserve, making people think it was part of government. And they ran it through, okay, Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas, whatever, when nobody was around, like 1 o'clock in the morning, and they got it through. And they even voted that they had enough people to vote to take out all the safeguards that were in the bill, like, you know, they could be audited. So they took that out. And of course, right up to today, they can't be audited. They have no oversight. But this Federal Reserve is the worst thing that can happen to the average working American, someone who makes, let's say, between combined income from he and his wife from $35,000 a year up to $100,000 a year. They get screwed. They just get screwed by the Federal Reserve. So the Federal Reserve, anytime you can control the interest rates so you can control rallies and busts, that's pretty powerful. And that brings me up to why another thing that you asked me was, why do I always use Carlin's cut so often? Because he describes it very, very well, okay, in his cut. I mean, he describes who the owners are. So that's why, again, I say that and even Kennedy knew the Federal Reserve was so bad. And he even said, why should we be giving these people the printing press, the print money, and then charge the United States citizens interest for that money? Who the hell these people think they are? We saw what happened to him when he tried to get rid of the Federal Reserve. He was assassinated, one of the many reasons, but that was part of it. So again, you've got to understand that when they're raising rates or lowering rates, okay, they're doing it for the benefit of the 1%. And that is why, and the owners, that's why it's so critical that you don't follow the noise from the from the fake business news network. Don't follow what they're telling you. You always lose in the stock market because they're trying to give you one side that benefits the 1%. You got to follow the money. You got to follow the money. And that's why I designed a chart, took me years, that does exactly that. It's a color-coded technology. It tells you when to buy and when not to buy, and when you got to better get out because it follows the money. So as long as you got the Federal Reserve out there, you better be following the money and not the noise of the fake business news networks.
And those are wise words from a wise man. I think Steve would agree with me when I say that. We are so blessed to have a one-on-one education with the best in the business. But here's the thing is you can have the same quality education, the same. This isn't something that you go to and it's pre-recorded videos and they're constantly changing their system and they usually don't know what they're talking about. And you pay huge amounts of money for nothing. And in fact, instead of making money, you're spending money. So if you want to get away from that and you want to get away from the noise, go to philsgang.com. You can call us, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264, and you can get an awesome quality education on making money in the stock market. Once you start making money, don't forget about the kids at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Go to philsgang.com. We'll see you on the charts.
And thanks for listening to our show.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website,